There's more than one way of including less in your website. This is how I like to do it when I'm working with WordPress. These are my site files here. You'll recognize the familiar WordPress folder structure. And this is the theme I want to use less in. So I'm going to get inside that theme directory, and I'm going to add two folders, one named CSS and one named less. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our theme style sheet and duplicate it into the less directory, and we're going to rename that file with a less file extension. Yes, we want to use that. The other thing I'm going to do, and this is optional, is I really think it's great, all of the libraries and pre-boot, bootstrap files that are out there that you can take advantage of. And any less files, I mean, some people do separate ones for fonts, for colors, and you can do your own. And I've done some of my own. This one actually is a modified bootstrap file. It's got a lot of mix-ins and variables already included. So it's a good starting point. And in addition, you can look through it and you can see how things are done so that you can learn from it. I think that's great. So we're going to include that in our styles.less file. Our style.less file, as you can see, it's just a carbon copy of our themes style sheet because we really haven't done anything to it yet. And to import with less, you don't even have to include the URL, the parentheses, or any of that. You just include the name, and as long as it's in the same directory, less.app will find it and import it. So you'll have all of those styles available to you that you saw in the bootstrap file. Next, what we're going to do is open up our theme's default style sheet, and since Les will be creating the CSS for us, we don't need all of this. It'd just be redundant, and we're going to clear it out. And then we're going to import the style sheet that Les will create, like that. So, piece of cake. Now we want to tell Les to watch these folders, and when I save out either of these two files, it will produce the CSS and put it in this folder. And how we do that is pretty simple. You just drag the folder onto the less app window and it'll watch it. So what you want to do is go into that newly created less style sheet that's really your old theme style sheet. Look through it and look for opportunities to optimize the code by using less. Some good ones would be something like box shadow or border radius that you could easily replace with something from the bootstrap file. For example, here the box shadow, let's just assume that it's set up with the values that we want in the file. But for now, this is the basic syntax, box shadow, that we have set up in that bootstrap file. And we don't need this one either. So we've just saved ourselves about 3 lines of code. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit save. So we have an error. And it's telling us that it's with the bootstrap. Well, go up there and see what the issue is. I forgot a semicolon. The app is great because it won't let you deploy anything that's going to mess up on the server. So let's save that again, and voila, we have success. We have a style sheet in the CSS folder that will be imported by our theme style sheet. So I want to take a look at this real quick so I can show you what not to do while you're working. While you're working, this is minified, and you really don't want to minify it if you use Firebug to debug and just check out your styles, which you should if you don't, because this is one big giant line, and instead of giving you line numbers in the browser, everything is on line 1. So what you want to do is when you're compiling, tell Less to not minify your files by unchecking this box. When you get ready to save your final copy and the one that you're going to transfer to the server, you really should come back and minify it, because that'll cut down on your file size a little bit and help your site speed a little bit. So what you're going to want to upload to your server is your style.css file that tells WordPress to look here for this file, and obviously this file inside this folder. You don't need to upload the Less at all with this method, because we're not processing it on the server. Hope that gives you an idea of how you can start incorporating Less into your WordPress site. Have fun!